Hello everyone and welcome back to another tutorial video today. And today we're going to look into the go-around procedure for the 737. So first a disclaimer, I'm not a real-world pilot, I'm just a flight sim enthusiast. So things might not be 100% accurate, but it should be good enough and hopefully realistic enough as well for a go-around procedure here in the 737. So yes, should we just jump straight into it? So we are currently on final approach for 01 left here in Oslo. For the go-around procedure here, it's quite simple for 01 left. It is just going to be straight ahead and climb up to 5,000 feet. And then you're going to get vectors from Oslo approach. So, one thing, or the first thing you're going to be in is the Toga button. That's something that's really important here for the go-around procedure to actually work. So the Toga buttons in the aircraft is located here on the thrust levers. One on thrust lever 1 and one on thrust lever 2. Both of them does the same job, so it doesn't matter which one you use. Both of them are going to do the same. As you can see, it is not quite accessible when you are sitting in the seat in the 737 in the flight sim at least. So PMDG have been quite clever here. They have made a hidden click spot. So on the screw here on the MCP on the left and also the screw here on the right, if you click that one, that's going to activate the Toga button. So this is a hidden click spot for that, so click that and the Toga mode is going to be activated. So quite a clever move there from PMDG to make it a little bit more accessible for everyone there. So then we are coming in by a single channel approach. So basically the one autopilot is engaged, and we do expect to disengage autopilot for landing, for the manual landing. That means when you are hitting the Toga button, the autopilot is going to disengage. Disengage. That's normal for the 737. It is designed to do it. The go-around procedure in the 737 is flown manually. So be prepared for manual flying when you hit the Toga button there. The only exception on this is when you're coming in for a dual channel approach. So when both autopilots are engaged and when you're coming in for an auto land. Then if you hit the click the Toga button, then the aircraft is going to do the go around by its own. So that's the only exception is for the dual channel approach. So if you have the autothrottle engaged when you hit the the Toga button, then the autothrottle is going to set the go around first for you. If you don't have it engaged, you need to set it by yourself. So the 77 have two options on go around thrust. It have reduced go around thrust and maximum go around thrust. Reduced go around thrust is what's recommended to use and what's normally used. It is activated when you click the Toga button once or the first time, and it is going to give you a reduced go-around thrust, like for example on a reduced thrust on takeoff, because you don't need maximum power from the aircraft every time you need more power. So it's going to give you a little reduction on go-around thrust. That's going to make things go a little bit slower. The aircraft is not going to climb too rapidly. The speed is not going to accelerate or the aircraft is not going to accelerate too rapidly, and it's going to be a little bit smoother and a little bit more comfortable as well for your passengers. And it is also what's recommended to use, and it's what's also normally used as well. We also do have maximum go-around thrust. That's the second option. It is initiated if you click the Toga button twice. And that's going to give the full thrust from your aircraft, and that's just used if you really need to. For example, if impact to terrain is imminent, then you use max thrust. Then things are going to go a bit faster. The aircraft is going to climb faster. The acceleration is going to be higher, and so on. So things are going to go faster on the maximum, and reduced is going to go a little bit slower. So reduced is normally used, and it's also recommended to use. If you don't have your autothrottle engaged like we have now, then you need to set your thrust manually. So if you want to set reduced go-around thrust, you set the N1 to around 90%. So that is going to be about here, so 90% here. And if you want to set maximum thrust, you will set it to around 99%. You can also just set it to full power, but around 99% is what you probably will use. Yes, so for the go-around procedure itself then. So When you're calling go around, you're going to say set flaps 15, set go around first. So flaps 15, why is that then? We set flaps 15 for the go around because flaps 30 and 40 is the landing flaps, and they give you more drag than lift. Same with 25 as well. You get more drag from the flaps than you get lift from it. So we then retract the flaps up to 15 to reduce the drag, but also to so the drag and lift is more equalized. So we get more lift than we get more drag from the flaps. And then when you set the go around first, you just set the go around first, of course. And yeah, then you're going to climb up. So when you have a positive rate, you're going to raise the landing gear. When you're passing 400 feet on the earliest, or 400 feet is the earliest, you can then engage the engage LNAV. And yeah, so engage LNAV at 400 feet. You can also, when you're passing 400 as well, you're also going to set your nav aids required for the missed approach. So in this case, we are not going to use anything, so we don't need to do that. But at 400 feet on the earliest, you can set your nav aids as required. You're going to retract the flaps as scheduled, like on a normal takeoff, from flaps 5 to flaps 2, or it's going to be from flaps 15 to flaps 5, 5 to 1, then it's up. So 15, 5, 5, 1, 1 up. And of course you need to monitor the speed so you don't retract it too early. So also if you have a speed restriction on your missed approach procedure, you might also wait with retracting the flaps so we are sure you have enough lift to be able to actually perform the go around. And yes, then you just continue up, and again it is flown by hand, and you will engage the autopilot around when you are reaching your altitude. So it is quite important that you do not engage the autopilot too early. The reason why is because it is going to go into level change mode, and that it can cause some issues for you under the go around. So quite important that you do not engage the autopilot too early. Also one thing is that when you are entering altitude acquire mode, the speed window is going to open. So the speed window is going to be blank throughout the go around. So the autothrust or the autopilot is going to set the speeds for you according to flap settings and so on. But when you are entering altitude acquire mode, the speed window is going to open and it's going to set the flaps up speed or the minimum or the maneuvering speed for the maximum takeoff weight of the aircraft. So not for the current weight, but for the maximum takeoff weights. So that's something that you need to be aware of, is that it is going to be probably higher on the speed than your minimum clean speed of the aircraft, because it is set to the maximum takeoff weight. Yes, that should be it for the theory. Should we do it in practice then? So then we can just begin. Okay, go around. Flaps 15, set go around first. Positive rate, gear up. You'll pass 400. And nav. Flaps 5. Flaps 1. Flaps up. And now we can see the aircraft is increasing the speed to the clean speed of for the maximum takeoff weight. There you go, there's speed window opened. And there you go, we are reaching 5,000. So then you can engage autopilot, and then you can run your after takeoff checklist and after takeoff procedures of low. So then the after takeoff checklist. So engine bleeds, on, packs, auto, landing gear, up and off, flaps, up and light and altimeters. We are currently passing 4,980 feet. Now plus minus 0. And then the after takeoff checklist is complete. So then, after this, you are just going to do whatever you need to do for a new go back for a new approach. If you're using the checklist from Norwegian on virtual Norwegian, there is a checklist on the non-normal or on page 2 for non-normal checklists, and that is for a checklist for go around when you are not passing the transition. When you're not passing the transition altitude. So if you are using that, you should definitely go through and check on that one to be sure that everything is correct. So you need to set up VRF speed and auto brake and things like that again. Maybe if you change the nav aids, you need to set them again and so on. So it is quite important that you go through and make sure that everything is up in place for you for the next approach. So yeah, that should be it for this one. I hope you have learned something, and I hope you have enjoyed this little tutorial on the go-around procedure. So I hope to see you all guys on the next live stream then, or tutorial video. So have a good one. Bye bye.